At the end of the day, this segment is called Creative Criticism or Personal Attack. Well, I don't have to let you think about that too long before you've already got a lot of ideas in your head about the last time you received what some people call creative criticism or a personal attack. And just to give you an idea, the definition of creative criticism, or some people call it constructive criticism, it's a term, and positive criticism is also used in the sense that the criticism is well meant or well intentioned. I mean it in a positive way. Here the criticism intends to serve a purpose that is constructive or that the targeted person would approve of. So, the last time you received some constructive criticism, did you take it that way? Or did you feel it was a personal attack? I guess my first question would be, have you ever received creative criticism? Sometimes, if not most times, it hurts. Why does it hurt? Well, number one reason seems to be that most people feel that they're being judged. Second reason might be that maybe you feel the criticism was maybe partially accurate and it shook your confidence or made you feel inept. And another reason would be is sometimes it might be done at a time or a place where you were embarrassed by it. Well, there are other things to consider and other questions to ask. And there is a distinct difference between critiquing someone and a personal attack. For example, critiquing someone usually has a lot to do with the job that they did. Either the finished result or the way they were approaching it. And then a personal attack, a lot of times, has nothing to do with the job at all. Most of the time, personal attacks seem to center around one's personhood. And if you have ever been the recipient of that kind of attack, you've probably thought the words character assassination might be more appropriate than a personal attack. In any case, there are different ways to take it into consideration. Like, for example, was this criticism or attack done privately or publicly? A natural reaction to either one of those, whether it's criticism or an attack, is to defend yourself. And then you run the risk of being labeled defensive on top of the fact that you've already been criticized or personally attacked. It's a hard place to be in, and it's never comfortable. Now, another thing you could ask yourself is, was this criticism or attack solicited, or was it a review that you received from somebody? If it's solicited, that means that you were either outright asking for an attaboy or someone's honest opinion of the job you did. And sometimes you just might be the result of an online review board If the criticism was done publicly, like in a review board, you could ask yourself to go a little bit deeper into this, and once you get past the anger and the frustration and the bitterness and the wanting to jump out and attack the person back, you should ask yourself, the first question is, was this person a real person with an identity to give credibility to what they were saying? Or did they do this review anonymously? I would tend to think that the latter is that they either, one, really don't believe what they said, and they don't want it to trace back to them, even if it maybe bordered on scandal, which is hard to prove, just like libelous remarks are hard to prove. Or you could say that the person just did it anonymously because they were spineless. In any case, another thing to consider is if it was a job that they were critiquing, was the critique accurate based on someone who knows your trade or craft? If you're a carpenter and you did a really poor job of crafting someone's kitchen cabinets and you installed them and they didn't like the job you did, if they know that trade and felt that they could actually do it better, then maybe there is something to what they said. And then you've always got to consider the fact that maybe the person that said this to you or about you, whether privately or public, is really just a meaningless opinion from the bully pulpit. And with social media and online review boards these days, it's just a matter of time, really, before you either are the recipient of one of these type of reviews, or maybe you're one of the people that has left one of these reviews out of anger or frustration the way you were treated at a business, whether it be a restaurant or a retail store. In any case, there's one thing I'd like to point out, and speaking firsthand about this, after being self-employed for over 28 years, I have had more than my share of absolutely fantastic, great reviews on the jobs that I have done publicly, but there's always a couple that stand out, and instead of a 5-star or 4-star review or 3-star, it's like 1 star because they're just so obviously biased or jealous or whatever that there isn't a score low enough they could give you and still leave a review. Another thing is, a lot of times, more and more, there's actually online businesses that are just putting review boards out there and capturing the reviews of other review boards for the sole reason of wanting to sell advertising banners. And they're not really reviews that were even left on that review site at all. So you might want to research that and give further weight to whether or not the review really means anything. I hope you enjoyed this segment of At the End of the Day, and I will talk to you soon.